Hello, this is Dr. Gitanjali Mare. In this session, we are going to discuss about project method of teaching science. Let's see the philosophical background of this project method. Theoretical background of this method lies in Dewey's pragmatic philosophy. Pragmatic philosophy lays emphasis on utilitarian values. This philosophy emphasizes that the process of education must be centered around some useful or purposeful activity. W. H. Kilpatrick, pupil of John Dewey, developed this method. Let's see how the project method has been defined. According to W. H. Kilpatrick, a project is a wholehearted, purposeful activity performed in a social environment. According to Stevenson, a project is a problem-solving act carried out in its natural settings. Also, a project is a bit of real life that has been imparted in school. What actually project is? Friends, project is heart of project method. In this, students choose a suitable project to be completed in a cooperative and natural way. While planning and executing the project, they have to perform a number of activities which may require the knowledge and skills related to various school subjects. Thus, project method is not limited to the science teaching but is useful in almost all school subjects. Let's see what are the basic principles of project method. First and the most important principle of project method is purposiveness. And the second principle is the principle of activity, principle of reality, principle of utility, principle of freedom, principle of social development are the basic principles of project method. Let's see what are the steps involved in project method. What actually a person has to do in a project method. First of all, a teacher has to provide a situation where a problem arises. From the given situation, students select a project. After selection of the project, planning is done to carry out the project. After the planning has been done, execution is there. After execution, evaluation of the project is done. And after evaluation, last but not the least step is recording of the project. Let's see, the first step involved in project method is providing a situation. Students may spot out a problem when they are in classroom, when they are working in laboratories, when they are engaged in some extracurricular activities, or they may be going on some excursion or visiting to a place of scientific or general interest. Teacher also sometimes may create a situation so that students can conceive a project in that situation. From that situation, students select a project. Some genuine problems are created in that environment, and students may think of its possible solutions. In the light of many alternatives suggested by students, the best option on the basis of objectives, resources available, and feasibility to take it up, a project is selected. Once the project is selected, there is a need to do a planning. Now, planning is a very carefully performed step. Under the guidance of teacher, students discuss, consult library, and utilize other resources for the planning of their project. Duties and responsibilities are assigned. Kind of activities to be performed are decided in sequential order. After the planning has been done, now comes execution of the project. Combined effort and joint responsibility ensures the successful completion of the project. In project, every member works wholeheartedly. Difficulties are solved by mutual cooperation under the guidance of expert teacher. Students get an opportunity to develop theoretical understanding and application of theory to the practical situation. This is a very important feature of project method. After the execution, there is a need to evaluate the project. How useful, how cost effective it was. Efforts are made to have a review and assessment of the individual and group work from time to time. Activities and strategies are improved on the basis of evaluation and feedback obtained. Overall assessment is done on completion of project to evaluate whether objectives are achieved or not, what difficulties were faced, was it cost effective. All these factors are evaluated, discussions are made. After evaluation, there is a need to record the project. Proper recording of project outcomes along with activities undertaken is done carefully. From selection of project to evaluation, all steps need to be clearly recorded. So in this way, students take a project and learn at their own pace. Let's see what are the merits of project method. Project method is a psychological method. Psychological in the way that this is child-centered. That means it is based on child's requirements. Student has freedom to choose the project on the basis of his needs and interest. Goals are well defined in projects. There is freedom to work. Most important thing is that the principles of learning like law of readiness, law of exercise, law of effect and motivation are employed here. In a given situation, students ready to learn, ready to do. He is actively engaged and effect of acts is taken into consideration. So, mental and physical work is employed Since the physical work is employed, dignity of labor is maintained there. Students work in cooperation. Social qualities like responsibility, patience are developed. Since they work in natural settings, the acquired knowledge is of permanent nature. Instead of being a psychological method or very useful method, there are certain demerits of project method. It's quite time consuming. It's difficult to complete the syllabus by this method. Sometimes acquired knowledge may not be in systematic way. Financial constraints are there. Great expertise is required on the part of the teacher. There are certain limitations. To overcome these limitations, suggestions are there. First of all, objectives should be clearly defined. A responsibility should be given, keeping in mind capabilities of students. Also, students should be given freedom to work and to interact with each other. If these things are kept in mind, project method may be proved of great use in science teaching. Thank you. Please like and subscribe my channel, Target B.Ed with Gitanjali. Thank you.